All right, Ann, you want to go ahead and get us going here? We're gonna.
You're on.
All right. Ms. Gardner, you had sent me a message that you and Ms. Myers had agreed to, that we were going to pass one and just to go ahead and call it so that we could get that out of the way. Is that right?
Correct. It's Paul Coomer. I believe he is still on.
Okay. Yeah, I see him on here. Mr. Coomer, you with me?
I was trying to unmute my mic.
Okay. Hey, your attorney and the Commonwealth have asked for me to move this over to what day was it?
Could we do it some date in May?
Sure. You have a day in mind?
I'm fine with any of them.
Okay.
Towards the end of May would be good.
Yeah, let's look at May 24th.
That should be fine, Your Honor.
All right, 1 o'clock on May 24th. Mr. Coomer, we, as it stands right now, I think we'll be doing that in person instead of on Zoom, okay?
Okay,
Stay in contact with your attorney and we'll see you then.
I will. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye. Done me. Mine's off the May. She got it put off the May.
Get rid of Paul. All right. All right, do y'all, Ms. Gardner, Mr. Gardner, I see Mike on there. Y'all have anything you want to take up?
If Ken is on, he had messaged me about 2 cases that we have. And I don't see him.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've got Hunter London, Judge, and I think Bobby is representing him.
Okay,
I'm here, yes. Hunter's here with me.
okay.
I was going to say, I don't think Bobby and I have talked about this case. I know we've sent discovery, and I believe I've sent an offer out, but haven't heard back from Mr. Richardson on that.
Mike, I don't believe I've gotten that offer.
Okay, well, I'll double check and I'll send it to you.
All right.
I guess
Let's put it over into May sometime where we can see eye to eye and face to face.
that's fine.
I agree. Let's do May 10th.
May 10th,
Yes,
1
sir.
o'clock.
Yes, sir.
All right. That'll take care of Hunter, and I will leave you
All right,
to other important people.
good deal. Thank you. All right.
Judge, I noticed there's a Coleman Hurd. I think he's an attorney. I don't know what case he's on.
It's me, Judge.
How you doing?
Good. How are y'all this afternoon?
I don't remember which case you were here for.
I just have one matter on, and it's actually a matter that I've taken over from Mr. Carter. I filed a substitution of counsel. It's Commonwealth versus Ashley Woosley, 20 CR 162.
Very good. All right, we're getting that one.
That's mine, Judge, and Mr. Carter had told me a while ago that another attorney would be taking the case. We haven't, Mr. Hurt and I haven't talked about this, so we'll have to set another pretrial date. I did want to point out that his co-defendant, Brandon Coy, is on April the 26th, but that might be too soon. So we could put it on in May, and then once we get to Brandon Coy, we can set his on the same day as well at that point.
That's fine. Mr. Hurt, he's talking about some of these May days. The third's probably a little quick, and that'll be our first day back in person, so things will be kind of hairy. We could do May the 10th because I think the DPA is going to be out that day, so it'll make it easier on everybody else.
May the 10th is good for me, Judge, if that works
All
for
right.
everybody else.
All right. All right, we will go. Is Miss Woosley with us?
She is, Judge. She is on one of these screens
Okay.
for the
Yeah,
record.
it's hard. We got so many, it's hard for me to keep up. Miss Woosley, are you present on the call?
Ashley, can you acknowledge your presence for the court?
Well,
I
either way,
spoke to her just seconds ago, Judge.
Yeah. that's all right. Either way, I mean, there's some phone numbers that
Okay.
don't have any pictures or anything on them, so, and names. But you'll make sure she's aware of that, right? And we'll go May 10th at 1 o'clock.
Yes, absolutely, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. That's all I excuse.
All right, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, we could call Cornelius Dokes if he is on. Josh and I have discussed his case today. Your case says,
Okay. Mr. Stokes,
Yes, sir.
are you wrestling with something?
No, I was walking up the steps.
Oh, okay.
Judge, Josh and I have been going back and forth. He's given me a counter offer. I need time to look into that. If that's something that we can do, I think 2 weeks would be enough for me to get an answer back to him.
That's fair. 26th,
That'll
That
work.
works.
Mr. Dokes, we'll go ahead and let you go. Just make sure you're staying in touch with your lawyer and make sure that you're back on. We'll still be doing Zoom on the April 26th, but be sure you get back on that day, okay?
All right. Yes, sir.
Got any questions?
No, sir.
All
Oh,
right,
yes,
thank-
sir. I got one.
Yeah, hit me.
I was wondering about the thing. Well, it's really not a question. I was just wondering when we could, like, it's been a while since I've been dealing with these charges, and I can't really do nothing. Like, I got a lot of stuff I plan on doing, like trying to go to college and stuff like that, but I can't do anything with all this going on, all this hanging over my head.
Well, I think sounds like to me
So
that
I just-
they're in talks about some way to resolve it, and we're gonna come back in 2 weeks and find out whether it's gonna be over with or not. Okay?
Okay, so we'll know then.
Well,
Yes,
I
sir.
think we'll probably
Yeah.
know one way or the other. All
All
right,
right.
see you then. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. See you.
Judge Mike and I have Travis Wilson. I think Travis is on here, I think. We've got an agreement.
Travis, are you on?
Oh, I thought he was. Sorry, Judge.
Well, he's sometimes he's on and sometimes he's
One of
not.
these days we'll get him on here.
I just got off the phone with him a few minutes ago, so he'll be on here.
Okay. I've got the Hart County Jail, and I know they've got Mr. Rucker. I believe Johnny Bell's on that one, and we don't have Johnny on yet because I think he's in district court. So I just wanted the Hart County guys to know where we are on that one. I've got, hey, Ken, did I see you jump in here?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
I think Risa might have mentioned that she had a case with you.
Yes, Judge, I've got Dina Joe Richardson with her, Judge, and David Franklin.
All right.
And I think she's
Ms.
agreeable to,
Richardson, we've agreed to pass that 1 week.
Okay. That's the 19th.
yes, Your Honor.
All right, at 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then Judge, I also have David Franklin.
I don't know if he's. I'm not saying he isn't on here. I just don't know if he is yet.
I know he has tried to connect a couple of times, and then I sent him the link by email again. So I'm not sure if he is on, but Judge,
I don't see him.
okay. I think Miss Gardner was going to be okay to pass this just 2 weeks or a week.
That's correct.
And Judge, I'll see if I can get this resolved by that date.
Which was it, a week or 2 weeks?
Risa, do you
The
care if we do
26th
two?
is fine.
All right. I can handle that. 4/26 at 1 o'clock. Ken, you want to just be sure you pass that along to him, okay?
I will, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
And Judge, I've got a couple others if you want to call them out of order.
All right, who is it?
Christian Taylor.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
And Judge, if you can just give us a week on this, I'll try to have this one resolved as well. Several cases that I have, I just need to speak to my clients again and see if we can get that worked out.
Let's see. So you're wanting to go 1 week on Mr. Taylor?
1 week or 2 weeks, whatever the pleasure of the court is, Judge.
Well, I'd prefer 1 week, but if it isn't going to be enough to make any difference, then I'll give you 2.
Let's do 2 on this one.
That's 4/26.
Ken, you have the offer and discovery and everything, correct?
I do, John.
All right. See you on April 26th at 1 o'clock.
And Judge, could we talk about his ankle monitor? He's been on the ankle monitor without incident since, I think, for about 14 months. Is it possible we can have that monitor removed, being that he has proven for 14 months he can behave?
Well, I don't know if the Commonwealth wants to weigh in on that or not. My gut would tell me that if we're going to come back in 2 weeks, why don't we just wait and discuss it in 2 weeks? Because you may just have the whole thing resolved by then.
Okay.
I mean,
Your Honor, that would be the Commonwealth's position. I mean, we've had discovery out, we have an offer out. I mean, any delay is not our fault.
Yeah, I mean, I see he's been on it for quite some time, but and I don't see that there have been any issues, but if we're this close to the finish line, I'd like to at least make a good old college try at pushing across it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then in 2 weeks, if the discussion has not been mooted, we will have it again.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And Judge, I've got Dusty Whitlow.
Dusty was on here, but he's on here. He was giving everybody Zoom etiquette tips before you got on here. And they were not bad tips either. They were good tips.
Judge, we've got an offer in this case. I just need to speak with Mr. Whitlow again personally. And if you can do 1 week, I think this case will resolve.
Dusty, can you jump back on here in a week?
Yes, sir.
April 19th?
Yes, sir.
See you then, 1 o'clock, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right.
And Judge, the last one I have is Fabian Sebastian.
Okay. Is that on?
And
Judge.
Judge, he was just released from custody about a month ago, or maybe a month and a half. I just need to sit down with him and go through the discovery. I was just retained within the last 2 months.
Ken, right now, I don't
Is
see
he on the
that on,
docket today?
I don't see that on the docket. So I'm having them look it up to see what day that they think. it's
Okay.
on.
He's
Well,
on-
I know he's definitely on tomorrow at 1:30 for a revocation.
Oh, that's for the bond
Yeah.
revocation.
Yeah, that may be, we just may have bumped it to tomorrow because there's that revocation. Yeah.
Okay, then I will take that off my calendar, and Judge, that concludes my business.
All right, we'll see you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Judge, I've got Ron Perry who's on. He's in rehab right now. And so I was just going to ask to put this off for a while. But he's on the call.
Okay, Mr. Perry, are you,
Yeah, I can hear you.
where'd you go? Yeah, there you are. All right. All right. And where are you?
I'm at Crown. I'm at Crown in Springfield, Kentucky.
Springfield, okay. And Greg, what were you asking about?
I was just going to ask if we could reset him to a little bit later date so he gets through with his rehab.
When
I
do you
don't
think,
have an objection to that.
when do you think you'll be done?
I'll be done 12th or the 13th of next month.
All right. So if we can get it, maybe Greg, first week of June, something like that, that'll give you all enough time to talk.
That should work, Judge.
Okay.
Ronald, do you have a phone number I can get from you?
Here?
No, that would be your phone number if you got out.
Nah, I mean, I can't remember my cell phone number. Oh, I don't, 15 something, I don't know. 404 something, I don't know what it is, man. I have to get it turned on and get it to you when I get out.
All right. Okay.
What are you on right now? One of their devices?
Yeah, I'm on a computer. There, it's a case managers was back here behind me. They set me up.
All
I
right.
was in group and said I had court today, so I left group a little early.
All right. So we're going to see you on June 7th. Okay.
All right.
You need to get in touch with Mr. Berry as soon as you're able to, so that you all can talk before that day. We'll probably be, the plan right now is we'll be meeting in person. So I'll be seeing you live. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully.
Judge, what was that date again? Did you say June 27th?
I said June 7th.
June 7th, okay.
Yeah, I need to talk to Mr. Berry in person anyway, so we can talk, better about my offer y'all gave me and everything else, because, I mean, I talked to him about that.
Correct. We'll see you then.
All right. See you, Mr. Alexander.
All right.
Judge, I see Mr. Gray Whiteley's on. I know that he has Ashley McGowan.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, as the court's aware, I've dropped out of circulation because of COVID. I'm back now.
Yes, sir.
There's still a little bit of discovery. I think my notes are that I was talking to Ms. Gardner about this prior to that happening concerning incidents at the jail. I'm wondering whether we could go to May 10th and show up in person between now and then, work it out one way or the other. Is that too far out?
I don't have an objection moving it, but we've provided everything. I looked and I know that you had requested a jail video. That video does not exist, but I sent you the body cams from the deputy who was at the jail.
Right.
Is the recording that is all the recordings we have.
Thank you. There are a couple of records of the jail X-ray machine. I have to follow up with on that. That's all. But I'll be back. But if we have that amount of time, Judge, I could get in touch with Miss Gardner and we can either work it out or set it for trial.
All right. You say May 10th?
If that works for the court.
That works for me.
Thank you, Judge. 1 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And if you could maybe email me or try to call me, I don't know what X-ray records you're referring to.
Sure. Thank you.
I don't have a motion with regard to that.
Miss McGowan, are you hearing us?
I am, yes, sir.
All right. So we'll do May 10th at 1 o'clock. And if all goes well, I anticipate that the plan is that we'll be meeting in person by then, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that concludes my business, and thanks to court and Ms. Gardner for your courtesy lately. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. I suppose we can start going through the jail docket. I've got the jail on here, so
Judge, I did have Sarah Whitcraft appears to be on the call. And I was just going to be asking to reset her if we could.
okay. Is there anybody that wants to be heard on that? Object or anything else?
How do I get off here?
Do you have a day in mind?
I don't, Judge. I would think 3 weeks would be plenty.
All right, May 3rd.
Okay. Ms. Whitcraft, are you on here?
Yes, sir. Is there a
Okay.
time?
Yeah, Bill.
Thank you.
Ms. Whitcraft, that'll be in person in court, okay?
Okay,
Uh,
I'll get in touch with you. Thank you.
yeah, I need a phone number from you.
Okay, it's 270 308 1531.
308 what?
1531.
Say the last four again.
Should I just call with it? It is 1531. I'm her mother. I'm right here with her. It's my phone. She's staying with
Okay.
me right now.
All right, good deal. So you'll have court on May
Okay,
3rd
thank
at
you.
1 o'clock, Ms. Whitcraft.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Let's see. That's a good question, man. Terry Alexander, where are you? In a literal physical sense.
I'm still residing at the sober living home.
Is that in Bowling Green?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I
I
know-
graduated. I mean, I'm done with the program. I finished here in January.
Okay. Good
But I
deal.
decided to stay on here for a little while.
I was going to ask you, is your plan, at least for the foreseeable future, to stay there and keep doing what you're doing?
Yes, that's my plan right now.
All right.
Trying to get a job.
Judge, I was going to ask if Reese is agreeable to this, if we could push this back to like either next week or the week after. I just need to figure out where we stand on the offers for her. And then once I do that, I can talk to Terry and hopefully we can get these cases resolved in the next 2 weeks. We can go to like maybe the 26th.
I don't have an
I will.
objection.
Yeah. Do you all need to do any? Do you all need to do any number exchanging with one another so that we can be sure you talk to each other?
Terry, do you still have my phone number or do you need it again?
I don't have your direct number, no.
All right, I'll put it in the chat real fast.
Okay.
All right. So April 26th at 1 o'clock.
Is that gonna be Zoom or?
Yeah, we'll still be Zooming until May gets here.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Gunnar, I see Mr. Crosland on here. I know he's got Ethan Massey. I don't know.
That's correct. Ethan Massey and Kendall Lampkins.
Is Ethan on here?
Your Honor, I don't see him on here and his phone number's been disconnected. So I'm having some trouble getting in touch with him. The Commonwealth has made an offer. I communicated that offer to Mr. Massey, but we've not yet been able to resolve the case. But without being able to talk to him, I don't know if he wants to go to trial or make a counteroffer or what he wants to do. I don't know if the court wants to set a trial date today or if the court would be gracious enough to give me a few weeks to see if I can track him down.
Yeah, I'd prefer the latter option just because, you know, those trial dates are getting all clumped up.
Sure. I understand.
Your Honor, the Commonwealth will say that we got a violation report on DeMarcus Segarra. Obviously, you know, Ethan and DeMarcus's connection, and in that report, I think that there was some indication those two were smoking marijuana together. So I don't know if Mr. Massey has fallen off the path here.
Well, I hope that's not the case. But I guess find out one way or the other, hopefully at some point. Yeah, let's I will put, I mean, did we say it? Mr. Crosland, did you propose a certain day, or I can't recall?
I just asked for a month to find him to start with and then see if there's a possibility of resolution.
All right. Let's look at May I guess that would probably be the 17th or 10th, either one.
Is that at 1 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
That'll be fine.
All right.
Which one, on the 10th or the 17th?
Yeah.
17th is what I looked at.
17th is fine.
17th, okay.
Yeah.
Your Honor, actually, if we can do the May 10th date, that would work a little better for me. I'm sorry.
I'll do that too.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you. And then I have Kendall Lampkins, which I was waiting for him to send me an email address so I can send him the link. But I have spoken to him today. We've received discovery and plea offer. I've communicated that offer to Mr. Lampkins, but we've not reached a conclusion. I did come across a possible suppression issue and been working on a motion for that. With the court, is there a certain day that I need to look towards to set that for a hearing, or how the court wants to handle that is fine with me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can go ahead and try to pick a day right now if you want to do that, or I can wait. And if you want, for example, if you're getting back on, you know, May 10th, we could put you back on May 10th and you can file your motion and then we could set it at that time.
Okay, set it on May 10th or get a date May 10th.
Yeah, when we get here on May 10th, we can find a date.
Okay, good deal.
That'll
That
work.
sounds great.
Where
All right,
everybody
thank
can
you,
get subpoenaed and so forth. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, sir. That's all I have. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see what else we got. Let me call, I've got with the jail there, I've got Jeffrey Burgess. Let me call that one.
Hey, Miss.
Bonnie?
Yeah, Judge.
Well, you all have Mr. Burgess there, but he's not on any dockets.
I was wondering about
No, I
that.
don't know who scheduled him. Me and him were talking about it earlier.
Well,
I thought maybe it's a shock probation hearing. I was final sentenced on this on December 21st.
yeah, I couldn't figure out. I mean, I was pretty sure that your case was already concluded. I'm not sure how it got on here, but I think it was a mistake. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Josh Kogar.
We have an agreement worked out, Judge. I filed the paperwork. And Josh also filed the motion to enter a guilty plea separately.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like I've got all that. Mr. Kogar, you feel like you're ready to go?
Yes, Judge. Whenever, ready when you are.
All right, buddy. Raise your right
May
hand.
I ask you a question?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Now, with this time, will I get jail credit? Because I still haven't made my bond on it. For this
You will
sentence?
you'll get whatever. I mean, I'm not in a position to tell you how much or anything, but you'll get whatever credit, pre-sentence credit that you're entitled to.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't think there's any reason not to do that. All right, can you raise your right hand for me?
Yep.
Do you swear or affirm you'll tell me the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, can I call you Josh?
Yeah, that's fine, Judge.
All right. It's just easier because I'm gonna be saying your name a bunch before it's
Okay.
over with. All right. So, Josh, you got two cases, right? 20 CR 384 and 20 CR 388. You've signed a plea of guilty or a motion to enter a plea of guilty in each one. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is one of them. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And on the back is the signature page. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
That's it, sir.
All right.
Yep.
In the other case, it looks very, very similar except different case numbers. All right. Does that look familiar to you?
Right. Yes, sir.
And there's a signature page. Is that your signature?
Yes, it is.
All right. Did you read both of those before you signed them?
Yes, sir.
Did you have time to talk to your attorney and go over it with him?
Yes, sir.
Are you comfortable that you had an adequate amount of time to discuss these cases with your attorney and to decide how you wanted to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Kogar, do you understand that you have the right to remain silent, and if you plead guilty, you waive that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have the right to a trial by jury where the Commonwealth has to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You can confront and cross-examine witnesses, and you can put witness or other evidence on in your own defense. You understand that you waive those rights if you plead guilty?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Do you understand that you waive the right to appeal if you plead guilty? Did you hear me? I'm sorry. Do you understand that if you plead guilty, you waive your right to appeal?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Mr. Kogar, do you feel like you're under the influence of anything today?
No, sir.
Do you feel like your judgment is impaired for any reason today?
No, sir.
Do you feel like you are being forced by me or anyone else to enter a guilty plea today?
No.
All right. In 20 CR 384, the offer of the Commonwealth is as follows. Count one, possession of a controlled substance, first degree, third or subsequent offense, a Class D felony. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth will recommend a 2-year sentence. Count two, public intoxication, a Class B misdemeanor. The Commonwealth recommends a 90-day sentence. Total recommendation, the two sentences would run at the same time. So the total recommendation would be 2 years, and the Commonwealth would oppose probation. Is this your understanding, Josh, of the offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what I just talked to you about to try to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Are you telling me that You admit voluntarily and of your own free will that on September 26, 2019 in Berrien County, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed a Schedule II controlled substance, methamphetamine, having at least 2 prior convictions for possession of a controlled substance.
Yes, Judge.
Are you also acknowledging that at that time and in that place, you were in a public place manifestly under the influence of a controlled substance or other intoxicant?
Yes, Judge.
All right. I'm going to accept your guilty plea in that case and turn our attention to the next one. The Commonwealth's offer is as follows. Count 1, promoting contraband, first degree. That is a Class D felony. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth recommends 2 years. Count 2, possession, controlled substance, first degree, third or subsequent offense, a Class D felony. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth recommends 2 years. Count 3, criminal trespass in the second degree, a Class B misdemeanor. Commonwealth recommends 90 days. Count 4, disorderly conduct, second degree, Class B misdemeanor. The Commonwealth recommends 90 days. Count 5, persistent felony offender in the first degree. Commonwealth agrees to dismiss that on your plea of guilty to the remaining charges. The total recommended sentence would be 2 years. The 2 years in this case to run concurrently with the 2 years in the case that we just talked about, but consecutive with any other prior case. And the Commonwealth, as in the last case, opposes probation. Is this your understanding of the offer in that case?
Yes, Judge, that's fair.
And Josh, do you acknowledge that that no one has promised you anything other than the promises that I just talked to you about that the Commonwealth will recommend on a plea of guilty?
Right. Yes, sir.
All right. Do you feel like I'm making you plead guilty?
No, sir.
All right. Are you acknowledging voluntarily and of your own free will that on September the 26th, 2019 in Berrien County, Kentucky, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed a Schedule II controlled substance, methamphetamine, having at least 2 prior convictions for that offense?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you also acknowledging that at that same time and place, you knowingly introduced dangerous contraband into the Berrien County Jail?
Right. Yes, Judge.
All right. Are you acknowledging that you committed the offense of criminal trespass in the second degree when you knowingly entered or remained unlawfully in a building or upon premises that were protected by a fence or other enclosure?
Yes, Judge.
And that you appeared in a public place with the intent to cause public inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, engaging in fighting or violent, tumultuous, or threatening type behavior?
Yeah. Yes, Judge.
All right, Josh, we'll accept your plea of guilty in both of these cases. You want to waive a PSI and go get sentenced today, or do you want to be sentenced later?
Yes, sir. If you could, so that would be awesome.
If I could sentence you now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Josh, I think that these are certainly offers that are fair and make sense, and I believe that you certainly understand what you're doing. You've been represented by competent counsel. You've had plenty of time to think about how you want to proceed. So in each case, I'll grant your waiver of a PSI. I'll go ahead and sentence you to 2 years on each one, run those things concurrently with one another, and we'll waive your fines and your court costs, okay? Are you still with me? Yeah. Josh, can you hear me? Well, we'd pretty well wrap that one up anyway.
Yeah.
Greg?
Yes.
Sorry, I just let Travis Wilson in, so.
Oh, okay. We're ready on him anytime you want to do it, Judge.
Yeah. Travis?
There he is.
Travis, can you hear me? Ooh, boy, this isn't working. Greg, I'll come back to him.
Okay, Judge. Looks like he's trying to talk, but I can't hear anything he's saying.
Yeah, me neither.
This is not working.
Mr. Bell, are you on? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Judge.
Do you have, is Mr. Rucker over in Hart County? Is he yours?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've got them on here and, that's the only person I have in Hart County. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and get that one done if you don't care.
He was standing right there for a long time.
Yeah, I know. I guess he got tired of waiting on me to call him.
Well, what we're doing right now, Judge, there he is.
Well, that's not Mr. Rucker.
No. And back in ISO, I wish they did that for us, for real. No. Well, anyway, Judge, what I'm doing on Mr. Rucker is we've got an omnibus resolution from Hart County. We've got offers from E-Town, Barron, and Hardin. So we're just trying to get through all those. I took some of the offers over to him right before I left. They've got COVID back in, or they said it did the day we was over there. So I hadn't been back. Of course, I just got back Sunday. So I've got to talk to him before I know. So, I'm going to ask to extend it maybe 2 or 3 weeks so I can get all these signed or either set them off a trial.
Is Mr. Rucker there in the Hart County Jail where he can come up?
Yes, sir. He had to step out to the restroom. He'll be back in just 30 seconds. I'll rush him up.
All right, thank you. So when are you thinking about moving that to, Johnny?
Just a couple, 2 or 3 weeks out, Judge. I've just got, the one place I haven't got a resolution is in Hardin County, but we've got a probated offer here. We've got probated offers or time served over in Hart County. So we've got everything resolved with the exception of Hardin County, if Mr. Rucker will take it.
All right. I'm trying to think what I would, if you can live with May the 10th, I'd like to do May the 10th. And the reason is because DPA will be out that day and it's going to make, all the non-DPA cases move a lot smoother.
I've got a trial set over in LaRue County, Judge, and if that's with Judge Sims, it will go. If you want to set it for the 10th, and if that gets canceled, we can go ahead and do it. And if not, I'll get a hold of Mr. Gardner one way or the other, or Miss Gardner, or I don't know exactly, or Mr. Richardson. I believe this is Reese's case right here, I believe, isn't it, Reese?
No, it's mine, Johnny.
John, okay, John, I'm sorry. I can get a hold of John if it don't get continued.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'll move it if we need to move it. I'm not gonna cause any.
So
All right.
May 10th at 10.
That's right.
Hey, Brandon, if you don't care, give me a holler this week, okay?
No, Johnny, I'm sorry. 1 o'clock's what I meant to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Brandon, can you give me a holler over sometime this week?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
All right.
Okay.
Gotcha. Thank you. right. That looks like that's it for Hart County, so.
Judge, can we ask Travis if he can hear us now? And we can hear him. He's muted, but
Travis, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Berry's telling me that you've got a.
where'd you go, Travis?
Oh my God, what is wrong? There it is. Can y'all see me now?
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
You're on 2 devices. How'd that happen? All right. Listen, can you sit down somewhere?
Yeah, I can sit down.
All right. Everybody always sits under a seat. Are you sitting on a trampoline?
No.
There we go. Spoke too soon. I'm just trying to get things to quit moving around so that I can talk to you.
I mean, I'm logged in on this phone. I'm right here.
I understand. Are you holding the phone in your hand?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you like put it on a table and prop it up?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's wonderful. All right. Mr. Berry says you all have an agreement worked out. Is that right?
Yeah, for the 3 years probation.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand and let me put you under oath and ask you some questions?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm you'll tell me the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. Travis, can you see this? You can put your hand down now. Can you see this document right here? It's called a motion to enter a guilty plea.
Yes, sir.
All right. And this is a signature page right here. Is that your signature?
Where's the plea agreement at?
Well, I hadn't gotten to that yet.
Yeah, it looks like my signature. That's
Okay.
the one. That's the one I signed on the phone.
Yeah. Now this is here's your plea agreement right here. I'm gonna go over it with you. I just
Okay.
want to make sure. All right. And is that your signature there?
Yeah.
All right.
419, cover the camera.
So did you go over these documents with your attorney and talk to him about them? Did you discuss these documents with your attorney?
Yes, I did.
All right. And did you have the chance to go over them and to read over them if you needed to and discuss them with your attorney?
I got a link sent to my email, the one I can't get into, and I read over them and I signed it, and I signed the plea agreement and sent it back to him. That looks like what that is.
Okay. Do you understand that what this is a motion to enter a plea of guilty, right?
Yes, sir.
And do you understand that nobody can force you to plead guilty?
Yeah, I understand that, sir.
All right. Mr. Wilson, do you feel like you're under the influence of anything today or that your judgment is impaired for any reason today?
No, sir.
All right. You understand that if you plead guilty, you waive the right not to incriminate yourself.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you plead guilty, you waive the right to have a trial by jury where the Commonwealth would have to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you waive the right to confront and cross-examine the people that put evidence on against you and the right to put evidence on in your own defense?
Yes, sir.
And finally, do you understand that you waive the right to appeal if you plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, this is the offer that the plea offer that we talked about, and I'm going to tell you what I think it says, and then we'll make sure that you and I both think that it says the same thing. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Count 1, promoting contraband in the first degree. That is a Class D felony. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth would recommend a 3-year sentence. Count 2, drug paraphernalia, a Class A misdemeanor. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth would recommend a 12-month sentence. Count 3, public intoxication, the Commonwealth would recommend a 90-day sentence. That's a B misdemeanor. Count 4, persistent felony offender in the first degree, the Commonwealth would agree to a dismissal of that charge. Therefore, the recommended sentences would be 3 years, 12 months, and 90 days, all to run concurrently for a total of 3 years. The Commonwealth would agree to probate that sentence under supervision of probation and parole on the condition that you follow the rules of probation and parole and that you get a substance abuse assessment, which would be set up by probation and parole and at their direction. Is this what you understood the agreement to be?
No, sir.
Okay. What did you think you were agreeing to?
Well, when I talked with Greg about the offer, it was 5 years probated for 3. And I asked him if I could get 3 years probated for 3. And he said, yes. So
That's what they're offering, Travis.
That's what I just said, was that the offer was 3 years probated for 3 years.
with an assessment to go to rehab.
No, well, I don't know what the assessment will say. I don't know. I mean, they probably aren't going to say you need to go to rehab right off the bat because they don't ever, I mean, we usually know when that's what the assessment's going to be. But usually they just, they'll talk to you and see if they need to put you in some kind of outpatient life skills or something like that usually.
All right.
I mean, I don't know what the assessment is going to say, but I don't think that the issues that we've had up to now lead me to believe that they're going to be recommending that you go off to residential rehab. Okay.
I mean, I don't understand why I am signing a plea deal for something that I didn't agree to when it was sent to me.
So what part are you saying you didn't agree to? You didn't agree to get an assessment?
Yes, sir.
And this is
I
what's
haven't done anything to get an assessment.
I mean, if you go on probation, I can tell them to assess you whether you agree to it or not. I mean, that's not really adding anything into it, because that's one of the things that is just inherently part of probation, is that if they think you have a drug problem, they can get you what they call a social services clinician assessment and see if there's any treatment that needs to be part of your probation. I mean, that's just kind of run of the mill for probation cases that have any drug component to them.
I don't know what to say, sir. It just don't make sense.
But I guess we don't need.
I'll take the deal. I'll take it.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure what your hangup is, Travis, just to be honest, because you're getting a probation offer when you could be getting a prison sentence out of it. I mean, maybe you don't want to, maybe you don't think you did anything, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not trying to make you plead guilty. I'm just trying to find out if you really understand what it is that you're arguing about.
I'll sign the deal, sir.
Well, I'm not twisting your arm. I'm trying to talk to you and find out whether you're misunderstanding something.
No, I mean, I understand what y'all explaining to me.
Because this is essentially what you told me that you had told Mr. Berry you wanted, which was 3 years probated for 3.
That's what I want, sir.
Yeah. Well, that's what this is. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, Travis, do you feel like that I am making you plead guilty?
I don't know, sir. I mean, this ain't, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude, Mr. Alexander. I don't understand. You know, I feel like that, I mean, I have been going through a lot of things in my life. I'm not going to sit and lie to you, you know, but I feel like my family is trying to get me, I really don't know what they're trying to get done to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether it be getting sent off to a residential rehab where I have to live at, or what, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't understand.
Okay.
You know? But I mean,
so Greg, yeah,
if he doesn't understand the agreement, then let's not go forward with it.
No, yeah, I'm gonna pull the plug on it for now, because I mean, I don't feel like I think he's conflating what's going on here with what other issues he might be having going on outside of this, because I don't think that
sir, listen,
I don't think that your family is the one that's made any kind of offer in this case. I think the Commonwealth made it. I don't think your family got them to make anything. And I don't think they've told Mr. Berry how to represent you. So I just think that you must, I'm not trying to argue with you. I mean, I think you must have a lot going on, and I'd rather, maybe we'd be better off to do this when we're meeting in person and I can talk to you in person, you know, because I think maybe you'd understand me better than sitting in your bedroom and me sitting way over here in Glasgow in the courtroom. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. So, how about Greg, we can do May the 3rd or we can do May the 17th. I don't care which one of those we do. I know y'all will be out on the 10th.
I would rather be on May the 3rd, Judge. Greg, if you're fine with that.
What'd you say, Mike?
I would prefer to do it on May the 3rd.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So Travis, let's try to do this on May the 3rd. And, you know, maybe you all need to talk before you come back, but we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that in person. So you can come on over and come into the courtroom and we can talk about it. We might be able to do better. Okay.
Sir.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it, sir.
All right. I'll see you on May the 3rd then.
Okay. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to put you off or do nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've got my phone number shut off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my phone's linked to my emails. That's why I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to do it. I mean,
I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm saying that if you feel uncomfortable with going through with this, or there's some confusion about it, then I'm not gonna make you go through with it. That's the whole process. I'm gonna let you, I mean, if you don't feel comfortable with it, then we're not gonna do it. Okay. But I think that maybe if we talked about it in a way where we were in person and Mr. Berry, you know, we were all here, I think that it might be easier to talk about. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And I
sir.
think if you all maybe have some more time to talk about it between yourselves, you might feel more comfortable with it, but that's up to, you may not, but I think you all should talk before we come back on May 3rd. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll see you then.
Y'all need a phone number to get a hold of him at?
I've got his phone number.
Do you,
All right.
did you say your phone had been shut off? Do you need to give him a new number?
I mean, this is not my phone, but I guess you could call me back on this one.
Well, we don't have the number on this one. All we got is a model number. So why don't you give Mr. Berry your number or that number?
270-579-3598.
Okay, I've got that, but that's fine. Now I've got it.
All right. All right, very good.
All right.
All right, Travis, we'll see you.
Bye.
Greg, I'm just going to keep that paperwork in here just in case.
Okay, good.
And let's put that over here on the left. If you don't care.
Judge, could we call Andre Goodman?
We can sure try. Mr. Goodman, you on here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Judge, I don't believe we have an agreement in this case and we'll just need a trial date.
I don't understand why we need a trial date. I ain't on no probation or nothing. And my codependent got 2-year pre-trial diversion. The law is you get the same thing your codependent. So, I mean, it's cool with me to box it up then.
Andre.
I appreciate him telling you what the law is, but he's not eligible for pretrial diversion.
I don't know
That's
why.
he's
I'm
getting
not
it.
on
Andre,
I'm not
I'll
on pre-trial
explain.
diversion.
Well, listen, just to address that, if you've been convicted of a felony within the last 10 years, you're not eligible for pretrial diversion. So you can't get pretrial diversion.
Well,
It ain't been 10. It's been over 10 years I had a felony.
I will correct myself on that. He is eligible technically, but the
yes, I know.
charges that he has, he's a Class C felony.
Well,
And they
Okay,
aren't
and my-
charges that we would do diversion on.
Okay,
I'm not-
Your Honor, can I say something to you, please? I mean, my codependent, that's my girlfriend, she done took her charges. That's just like her taking the charge for both of us. I mean, and like you said, I ain't been in trouble in 10 years. I walked my pre-trial diversion down. I'm not in no trouble. I'm all paper. I mean, I don't understand why she's trying to go through that, but just, I mean, I'm gonna need a chance before we go to trial. I'm gonna hire me a lawyer because I work and I'm gonna get me a better lawyer. I'll just box it up then, I guess.
Well, listen here. We've been fooling around with this case for a long time. If you're going to get I mean, I don't want to set a trial date and then have you go get a lawyer and then have them come in here and tell me that they can't try your case. So if you're going to get a lawyer, I'll give you some time to do it and then they will come in here and we can set your trial date then. Lord have mercy. He frozen too. Well, anyway, we'll move on. If he comes back in here, he comes back in.
I think I saw Greg Price on here earlier.
I
And then-
believe, yeah, I believe you're right.
Is he still on? I can't.
He did get in here at one point, but I don't know that he's still with us.
Yeah, okay.
He's a lawyer.
Oh, I see him.
You're one up on me.
I saw him, he was unmuted, but I didn't see his face and then he just muted again.
Oh.
I was gonna call TJ Adams.
And Your Honor, this is Greg Price. I don't know if you are talking about me.
We are. We
Your
are.
Honor, everything on my side just crashed and I just had to log back in. I apologize.
Yeah, that's why we that's why we couldn't find you a minute ago, because you got out and got back in, but I mean, we're good.
Your Honor, I could sit and watch 17 hours of these hearings. The second something hears my name, my entire office shuts down, and it just is infuriating.
It is the nature of the beast.
And Your Honor, I have Mr. Miller. I think Tommy Miller, is that him up in the upper right-hand corner?
Yes, sir, that is him.
And Your Honor, I have discovery on him. I got his file from the DPA office there about 2 weeks ago. As of right now, I know that there's a revocation notice that I received. I don't know if he's received a copy of that or not. I don't know if we want to set that for a hearing date or not.
I have to look, Judge. That's my case. I don't, let's see. I don't know what revocation notice he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything on to revoke anything on him.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure whenever I jump in the middle of these things, Your Honor, I got something from Mr. Gardner, but it was also filed in January, so I just didn't know the status of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Tommy's in good shape right now from what
That's good to hear, Your Honor. One thing I need is,
I think there's some confusion. Mr. Price has Timothy Miller. Miss Myers has Tommy Miller.
And I'm sorry, I thought that was Timothy Miller. I apologize, Your Honor.
But now I retract everything I said.
Nope, you already said it, Your Honor. He's good.
And I started out calling Timothy Adams, so it's all confusing.
Whenever my computer popped up, I heard her talking about Timmy, so I apologize.
And Timothy Miller is my case, so if he
All
will
right.
receive something from me.
Yeah. Let's step back. Take a deep breath. Maybe do whatever you do to center yourself, Tai Chi, knitting, whatever it is. Get focused. All right. Then let's get Timothy Miller up here to the stand, please. All right. So there is Mr. Miller. Mr. Timothy Miller.
There we go.
Yeah. Here's Mr. Price. All right. So this is on for pretrial conference. And as you said, Mr. Price, you just kind of recently got into it and got all your paperwork and everything. So what is it that you're asking?
And Your Honor, I was going to ask to pass this a couple of weeks. I know that there's a revocation notice in there, and I believe we got the right person. And Mr. Miller, have you got a copy of that revocation notice? It was from a couple months ago.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to make sure he gets discovery, Your Honor. Make sure that he gets that revocation notice. I think it's based on 2 previous misdemeanor charges. Are you in on those misdemeanors, or are you in on this only?
I've been here 90 days trying to make bond. I don't know what, no.
I think that he made his bond in the district court case.
Okay. And Mr. Miller, I'm going to give you a good phone number for me. Do you have something to write that down?
I don't need a phone number. I need to know if you can try to get me out on bond today.
I can do that, but I'm still going to have to give you a phone number.
Well, all right.
So I need you to write it down.
I got it, go ahead.
Okay, it's 833-385-6056. And Your Honor, as he asked, can we be heard on bond with him?
Sure.
And Your Honor, I've had this for a couple of weeks now. So there's actually going to be a couple individuals found in a home, Your Honor. They went there with probation and parole. I think they were looking for the homeowner, who was Mr. Depp. Whenever they arrive, Mr. Miller's using the bathroom. Whenever they go inside, they find a little over 4 grams of marijuana in the toilet that seems to be overflowing. And looking at his record, he does not have a terrible record. I don't know what his pretrial scores are. I just don't have that report, Your Honor. I don't think it's somebody that we need to keep in the jail. I know that there are trafficking charges, but I think when it comes down to it, you're going to have somebody that got arrested on an overflowing commode where they found 4 grams of marijuana. I know he's done 90 days already, so and I think we're going to be kicking this out quite a while. If we're going to look for a jury date, as Your Honor pointed out, our trial dates are stacking up. You might be lucky to get a trial this year. So, and looking at all those, Mr. Miller, were you working whenever you got picked up?
I'm disabled.
And how long have you been disabled?
About 12 years.
Okay, do you have a current residence you can go to in the area?
Yes, sir. In
Where would if you were released today, where would you be able to stay?
At my parents' house in Glasgow off South Green Street.
Okay, do you know their names? What are their names? I know you know them.
Yeah, Cecil and Jan Compton.
Okay, so Your Honor, I would ask for a personal recognizance bond. I think the facts support that, and I think his history supports that. I know the Commonwealth are going to bring up he has some previous stuff, but I think he's already served his time out on those things and everything else has been resolved.
I think one thing that's important that since you're just now getting into it that you didn't know is that when he got indicted, I let him stay out on the same bond. I issued a summons, and as part of his district court bond, because he was charged with the trafficking charge, the district court had him getting drug tested, and I think what he did was get a new arrest, and the officers knew that he was supposed to be getting drug tested, so they took him over before they arrested him, took him over to the drug testing place over here, and they tested him, and he was positive, the way I remember it, for a kind of a smorgasbord. I mean, it wasn't a ton of things, but it was 3 or 4 things. And so I think that's why his bond that's why I changed it. We had his arraignment, and I changed it from, I think, 10,000 unsecured to 5,000 cash after hearing that testimony.
That's about right, Your Honor.
So, I mean, it's not just nobody gave him a chance kind of scenario.
Oh, and that's not what I was saying, but at the same time, I think those 2 misdemeanors, I think one was drug paraphernalia and the other one was a trespass. So not the most violent person, but the most dangerous person.
Well,
yeah, I don't disagree with that. Certainly. Who is John? Is this your case?
It is. Obviously, I've gotten no notice of this request to modify bond until, it's brought up here in court. So the Commonwealth is not necessarily prepared to argue. Do think that the bond is set by the court is appropriate and ask it to remain the same.
This is also a deal where, although we have not had any sort of hearings on the underlying charge here, with Mr. Miller being the focus of them, I think we had another defendant that was on probation. And so I heard a considerable amount of testimony about the incident that ended up resulting in these indictments, and about who was where and who was doing what. And, certainly it's going to be one of those kind of just, if it goes to trial, depending on who they believe kind of deals, because it was, it's a case where they, as Mr. Price mentioned, where they kind of roll up and there's a bunch of stuff going on, but not really, it's not a controlled by situation or, everybody wired up or anything like that. It's one of those, situational deals.
And Your Honor, I will state that I've submitted an offer in this case, and it's a probated offer. So I don't know if he's talked to his client about that or not.
Yeah.
And that's another issue, Your Honor. I looked at the offer and I just didn't know where I needed to track down Mr. Miller. So I have that, and I got that on March 1st. So I'll be getting that over to him.
Yeah. You might have not known he was in jail. I don't know.
And I don't have the probated offer. The offer I have is something different.
Mr. Price, let me ask
I
you
might
this
have
question.
misspoken there. I pulled up the wrong file.
Oh, he already said probated, Your Honor. I think we'll take that.
You gotta, hey, listen, he's quick.
Yeah.
He's jumped on it both times.
Yes, sir.
What I was trying to figure out here is, will you be out of pocket on that May 10th date when the DPA is, will you be at the training or whatever?
I think it's going to be virtual, but yes, I need to get on that. The training situation is kind of dire at the moment. And just
Yeah,
to
I
get
figured-
numbers and just get hours.
I figured that you probably needed to get that. I didn't know, I didn't know if you were in the DPA office in Hardin County, or if you just covered a lot of these cases. I wasn't sure what the,
I'm just a contract attorney, so I contract with our local office here and then the Barron County office.
I got you. All right. Because what I was wanting to do was to let this, let you all have a minute to make sure you knew what the offer was and get all that together. And then, we would move forward if we needed to set a trial date. I don't want to wait too long to do it because we ought to go ahead and get one set. As you pointed out, just to be sure we can get it done. It's something that's just not a manifestly unreasonable amount of time. But because I don't want to make everybody sit around and wait either. But I also don't want to set one if just because we can't think of anything else to do. Because I hate to tie up dates if we can keep from it. So what I was going to suggest is that why don't we put this off either like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, if you're available to get back on, and you can have time to look at that offer and send that to him. And if at that point the Commonwealth is forewarned that you're going to talk about the bond, and we'll talk about it then if y'all don't have an agreement. If you, I'm not trying to strong arm anybody, but if you don't have one, then they'll be on notice that you're asking to reinstate his bond, and they can make that whatever argument they want to make.
And Your Honor, I was gonna, with just the way things are falling, I was gonna ask for that May 3rd date. And I think that'll give the co-defendant some time as well. And just to be clear, Mr. Miller, there's not a probated offer. Is that correct, Mr. Gardner?
That is correct. Yeah, there's not a probated offer at this point.
Okay, and I'm gonna be out to see you in the next week to 10 days. So if we could put it on May 3rd, Your Honor.
We sure can. Now, Mr. Price, things will be complicated when May 3rd gets here because we'll be doing hearings in person, but we won't be doing the jail in person because they can't, get everybody up here and keep them 6 feet apart and all that. So if the only thing you have is a jail case, then we'll still be doing that virtually.
Okay, Your Honor, I still might come down because I got a couple other things. It just depends on how that's gonna fall.
Sure, I got you. All right.
And
We'll
Greg,
see you on May 3rd.
Yes.
Greg, real quick on the case, the Manth and I forget the Cords case.
Yeah.
Can you give me a call on that on Wednesday?
On Wednesday?
Yes.
I can do that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Righty.
And Your Honor, I have one more case.
Yeah.
And I think it's what Ms. Gardner was talking about previously, TJ Adams.
Yeah.
And at TJ, Mr. Miller, I'm going to be coming down to see you in the next week, okay?
Could I say something to the judge?
I would advise against it, but you're more than welcome to say it.
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
All right.
And Your Honor,
Yes. Mr. Price.
Mr. Miller was wanting to say something before he stepped down.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yeah, I got a new arrest, but I shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. It was for a drug paraphernalia charge on a brand new bike. Never had any drugs, resin, or nothing in it. So that's what my arrest was. Well, I shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. I've been here for 90 days, for 3 months, trying to get out on a bond for $130, like a 90-day sanction. I still can't even get out on bond. I'm trying to get out on bond where I can hire a private attorney. And all these co-defendants and all that, I don't care nothing about all that. I just care about me and my case right now. The situation going on over at Debs, I'm not trying to have that on trial today. I wanted to make a bond and hire me a private attorney so I can take this to trial. I'm not trying to accept no offers. I don't care nothing about that. I don't care nothing about my co-defendants. I just know I've been here for 3 months on 130 and on an arrest, which shouldn't have been
Okay.
arrested in the first
Is
place.
is that all you got?
Yes, sir. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
All right, have a seat.
Thank you.
Timothy Adams.
And Your Honor, he should be on the phone. He just messaged me in the text line, so.
Yeah. I see him. Well, his camera's, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, sorry about that.
Sorry, I'm back.
And TJ, you're not driving, are you?
I'm fixing to pull over right up here right now.
You need to pull over before I'd
Yes,
ask.
I was driving.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fixing to pull over right here right now. As soon as I get right up here. I just got off work. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, I'm pulled over now.
All right.
Very good. All right, so what do we have in mind in Mr. Adams' case?
Your Honor, I was appointed to this and I again got his file at the end of March. The disc that came along with that was just a blank disc, so I do not have discovery yet. I know the DPA tried to get it to me, but it just fell through. I just need to get a copy of that. We also, you put it on a little bit earlier. His co-defendants are on at the end of this month and in May and in June, but we wanted to talk about his ankle monitor and you said you wanted some time to think about it, so we put it on for today's date.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
And the issue with TJ, he's actually been doing fantastic. He just got a new job. He's almost at the end of his 90-day introductory period there. So is it Magna? Is that what it is, TJ?
Yes, sir.
And he's making almost $19 an hour. He's working first shift right now. And after the end of the 90 days, which is going to be in a couple weeks, he's going to be moved over to second shift. Is that correct, or third shift?
Third shift.
Third shift. I apologize for that. But I kind of jumped right in the middle of this last time and you said we're going to come back here just to address that. Right now, he's paying about $11 a day for that. And he's been on it for how many months, TJ?
3 or 4, I don't know how long.
It's been 3 months.
That's what
2.5. Yeah. Yeah.
But, and Your Honor, just the expense of having that, he does have appointed counsel. He's indigent. I think I wanted to look into that since it's still $11 a day, but I don't think he's had any problems and no concerns. But Your Honor wanted something holding him over his head for the next month or so.
Sure. Let's figure out how you're going to get your discovery. Is that, can the Commonwealth do you all have that where you can just burn him a disc and send it to him? Because I guess what the DPA sent didn't end up having any data on it, it sounds like.
We typically email it and then we'll have a disc for a grand jury, but I'll send it. I think we have Mr. Price's information, so we'll get it to him.
All right.
I believe this discovery was put into the shared drive. So I can try to burn another copy myself and try to mail it.
Well, hey, listen, I don't care which one of y'all does it, just as long as you get it.
Denise, if you wouldn't care to do it, so I don't
I'll
forget.
try
And if there's
again.
something not working, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll try again. I just know that it was too large to have emailed, so.
All right. So do we have can you all think of when any of the co-defendants might be coming up that I can go ahead and pick a date for this?
I think one's coming up on the 26th and another one's at the end of May and the other one's and I know the woman that's charged as a co-defendant is like the first week in June. So they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe she went to.
I think she's in a rehab.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, if there's so much on there that that they can't email it, then I want to give you enough time to look at it, of course. But you all just kind of, I'm good with any of the dates that we've got one of the other co-defendants on. Just tell me if you know what they are.
I want to say there's a co-defendant on for the 24th of May, Your Honor, but I can't guarantee that.
All right, well, let's just cross our fingers and hope that's right, and I'll put him on for May 24th.
I think that's when Brandon Bradshaw is on.
I believe so.
Well, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing and look it up, so I'm gonna have to trust somebody.
Ms. Gardner's the one to trust, Your Honor.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and you did, as you mentioned, you did bring up the deal with his ankle monitor before. I kind of had him on doing a curfew type of thing, and of course, with a third shift job, I don't know how that's probably made it more complicated. But I agree with you that I've checked, and he didn't have any issues. There hadn't been anything from the U-turn folks, saying that he was. I mean, if there's only one thing, if it's they don't charge their monitor one time or something like that, and they rectify or whatever, then I wouldn't know about it. But that would be the worst. Yeah, Ms. Gardner, what do you got?
Just for the record, just due to the nature of the charges and the fact this is a home invasion involving weapons, I would oppose any kind of modification. But if you're inclined to do so, I would still ask that there is some form of either curfew, phone reporting, and drug testing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have an issue with keeping some, I guess some degree of non-financial condition on there, which kind of the random drug testing is probably the best way to do that through the U-turn. But I do think, I put him on this ankle monitor in January. Here it is midway through April. He's not had any problems. I think he's, earned a little bit of consideration on my end for that, and one of the main reasons is that this is, I mean, not to be insensitive about it, but this is a, we don't have a, it's not a crime against person where there's a victim out there that I'm worried about him bothering or being around or whatever. So I feel like if he is working over there at Magna and keeping that up, I mean, I would like to make sure, Mr. Adams, I want there to be a condition that you maintain full-time employment and that you are subject to random drug screens through U-turn. They already have your number. You'll be getting in touch with them anyway to get that monitor off.
I understand all that, but right now, like, I haven't switched to third shift yet because I'm still on the job training. If they call me and I mean, while I'm working here and I heard that they're there and they want you there by 3 o'clock, I don't know if I can.
Well,
And Your Honor, I'm sorry to jump in there. I apologize, but looking at his criminal history, just what I can see and looking at these charges, I don't see anything drug related. So I don't know if drug and alcohol testing would be necessary, or I know it's something that's traditionally done, but traditionally when I look at someone's record, I could find that. I don't see his past.
Kind of in that same vein, as far as my position goes, I think the ankle monitor is working. We have a felony where there's several guns stolen. Why that's not necessarily a risk to a certain individual, having stolen guns out in the community is a risk to the community at large, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I understand what all of you are saying. Knowing who all was involved in this incident and just in general, I don't think it's a big leap of, it doesn't take a big leap of intuition to think that there was a, that there was something going on that might have involved drug use. I mean, one of them's served time for manufacturing meth, the other one's in rehab. I think that, as far as a bond condition, I mean, I don't think that's an unfair bond condition. I'm not gonna, I'll let Julie know what you've got going on. She's got an arrangement over in Warren County where if you happen to be over there working, you can get tested over there. So, that's not going to be a problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, they had it set up to where I could go anywhere as long as I paid for it out of pocket, which is fine. That would work. As long as I'm still able to do that. because the place I went to was right beside work. Because I had to do it once before, and that's fine as long as I'm able to do that. That's fine. I mean, I agree with that 100%. I'm not
Yes,
against.
you're going to be able to do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And we're going to put you on for May 24th. We're going to get your attorney his your all's discovery, and then he'll be talking to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
So I need to go to U-turn office today, or to get this
Do
off my
what?
leg, or?
We're going to send them something right now.
Okay. Okay. I didn't know.
All right.
Well, thank you.
All right, TJ, if you need something, just give me a shout. We'll work on it from there, okay?
Okay. I'm gonna call you. Can I call you right now?
Yeah, once you get off here, give me a shout.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome.
That's all I got. Excused.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Y'all take care.
Judge, Miss Arizona, can you hear me?
What?
It's Andre. My phone, I'm over at Thompsonville working and my phone shut down. I tried to call back over and tell her, she told me zoom back in.
Okay.
I'll just let you know back on her.
Well, listen.
Because I didn't hear what you said at the end. I didn't hear what you said at the end. It just hung up.
If you're going to get an attorney, then what I'm telling you to do
Sir?
is do that.
I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yes, sir, I hear you.
All right. I'm going to move your pretrial conference, and if you're going to hire an attorney, then go do that so that we know who's going to be representing you if we have to set this thing for trial. I don't want to set it and then have somebody come in here and tell me they can't be there.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you a pretrial conference towards the end of May, and I want you to.
Okay.
And we need to be ready to go at that time. Okay. May 24th.
Okay. Thank you. My bad. While I go, the phone just shut down on me and I had to get it back to zoom in.
Yeah, that's fine. May 24th at 1 o'clock.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
I do.
Yeah, well, he had 2 weeks worth of work. All right. Timothy, guess.
Judge, going to need a little bit more time on this. Xander and I were talking last week, and we've got most of the deal lined out. There were some questions about restitution, and then in the middle of researching those restitution issues, I got some more information on some undetermined restitution we had in one case, but it was incomplete. I'm still waiting to hear back on the final amount. If we could put this off, I don't want to say a week because it may not be enough time. If you could give me 2 weeks, I think by then we'll have all the details ironed out.
2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
I don't know if he heard everything that
Yeah,
Mr. And Timothy, we're trying to work out the restitution amounts, okay? So we're going to set it over for 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Am I done?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I need to go somewhere next week. Can I get out, Judge? I got big plans.
Do you? Well, convince me they're good plans and we'll talk.
I already know I'm wasting both our times. Thank y'all.
All right.
Yeah. Hurry up, we gotta take on a flight. Money needs me.
He's in some, look, he's in some stuff later. You gonna tell him you need him? You gonna tell him you need him when he comes back? Let's get him first. We got housework needs to be done. Yards got to be mowed.
I got a lot of help.
I get ready. Yeah, it's springtime, you gotta get ready for springtime. Got to kill the dirt, ready? Yeah.
Don't kill the snakes in my yard.
Don't kill the black ones. No, the snakes are good, they're good for vegetables. They keep all the black, they keep pushing snakes away.
Hey, Bonnie, rein him in.
Miss Bonnie says she needs me, Judge. Can I get out for that?
Bonnie needs you, but she needs you to be quiet. If I have to keep muting y'all, then she's gonna make one of y'all jump up and unmute it every time. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get Jennifer Huff on. Johnny, did you ever answer me?
You say something to me, Judge.
Yeah, I sent you a question.
Oh.
You never answer me. Miss Huff?
Yes.
I've got a motion to enter a guilty plea here and a plea offer. Are you planning on entering a guilty plea today?
I was gonna see about getting something concurrent, cause I go up for parole in August and it's gonna add more time to me. And I think that I'm gonna be going to SAP, in August. I was gonna see if I could get something run concurrent because I'll be doing a 6-month rehab, before, I go up for parole.
Well, the offer's the offer, and I think you've already signed the offer.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did sign paper.
Yeah, the offer is for 1 year consecutive to any existing sentence. The Commonwealth is indicating that it is not going to change that offer. So the question is whether you want to go forward with that or not.
Okay, well, if they ain't gonna change it, then I'll go ahead and take it.
Okay. Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell me the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Huff, I'm looking at your motion to enter a guilty plea. Does this look like your signature?
Yes, sir.
And that's on this document right here. Does that document look familiar to you?
Yes.
Thank you. The plea offer is on this document. Okay?
Yes.
And the signature page is right there. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Very good. Did you go over both of these and familiarize yourself with the contents before you signed them?
I'll be getting 1 year added onto my 6 years, right?
Yeah, what I'm asking is, did you get the chance to read over these before you signed them?
Yes.
All right. Do you feel like anybody is making you enter a guilty plea today?
No, sir.
All right. Do you feel like you're under the influence of anything or that your judgment is otherwise impaired?
No, sir.
Okay. You understand that you have a right not to incriminate yourself, and if you plead guilty, you waive that right.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a trial by jury where
Yes.
the Commonwealth is responsible for proving guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, and you waive that right if you plead guilty?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to confront and cross-examine the people that testify against you, and the right to put evidence on in your own defense, and you waive those rights if you plead guilty.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you waive all rights of appeal if you plead guilty.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Huff, the Commonwealth's offer is as follows. Count 1, possession of a controlled substance, 1st degree, 2nd offense, a Class D felony. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth would recommend a 1 year sentence. Count 2, possession of drug paraphernalia. On a plea of guilty, the Commonwealth would recommend 12 months. Count 3, possession of marijuana, the Commonwealth would recommend 45 days. Those sentences would run concurrently for a total recommended sentence of 1 year. The sentence would run consecutive to any prior case, and the Commonwealth opposes probation of any sort. And you understand the offer. Do you understand that that is the offer of the Commonwealth?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you know, we talked a minute ago and you asked, would they agree to change that from running consecutively to concurrently? And the Commonwealth said that it would not. So you understand that this sentence would run consecutive to whatever your existing sentence is.
Yes, sir.
All right. Is other than what I just told you that the Commonwealth was agreeing to promise, has anybody else promised anything to try to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Has anybody threatened you to try to make you plead guilty against your will?
No.
All right. Are you pleading guilty voluntarily today?
Yes, sir.
Are you acknowledging that on July 1st, 2020 in Berrien County, you knowingly and unlawfully possessed methamphetamine, having a prior conviction for that offense?
Yes, sir.
Are you acknowledging that at the same time and place you possessed drug paraphernalia and marijuana?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Huff, I'm going to go ahead then and accept your guilty plea today. Do you know whether you want to go ahead and be sentenced today, or do you want to be sentenced after a pre-sentence investigation?
Yeah, go ahead and sentence me on it.
All right. Then I will go ahead. I will sentence you pursuant to your agreement to 1 year consecutive to any other prior sentence. I will waive your fines and your court costs and enter a judgment accordingly, okay?
Okay, all right, thank you.
You bet. Thank you. All right. Michael Lowe.
Yes, sir. How are you today?
Afternoon.
This is my case, Judge. I don't.
Say again?
My case. I think Xanda, this might be hers, and we've sent discovery out, I think.
It's my case. We had done a bond revocation hearing on it probably a month or two ago, and he's pending indictment on new charges. Part of the reason we set it over this date was thinking that the indictment, that it would have already went to the grand jury so that we could potentially work out some type of global agreement. We don't have an agreement just yet on this present case, and it seems to me like we kind of need to find out what the grand jury is going to do with the new case too.
Well, I mean, I don't think that's a crazy thing to think on its face. The grand jury will be meeting again this month. I can't tell you exactly what day that is, but I would think that it would be prior to the 26th. Yeah. So if you wanted me to put this on the 26th, we may know at that point in time that whether there's been an indictment.
I think that'd probably be a good idea. I'd hate for him to take a plea or something with something bigger coming down the pipeline.
Well, no, I mean, it's usually best to, if you're sweeping up, you kind of want to sweep up everything. Not leave part of it laying around. So let's pass to the 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And then we'll go from there. That'll be 1 o'clock. All right.
So for real, I'm gonna get put off again?
Yeah, that's 2 weeks.
The pill bottle was in Becky's name and the truck was in Becky's name, and she just had her teeth pulled over 2 lower sets. You know yourself, Becky will tell the truth. And that's hers.
Listen, Mike, I don't know anything about what the facts of the case are. I mean, that's not, I don't know anything about who had what in what pill bottle or anything else. I don't even know, I mean, that's not, I think what the point is that you got this other much bigger case potentially that and they want to see your attorney, and I think very intelligently wants to see what form, if any, that an indictment's going to take coming out of that before she decides whether or not, there's anything to work with on this case. Okay? I mean, it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sorry to waste your time.
You're not wasting my time.
Can I go?
Stanley Merrill. Do you have Stanley Merrill?
Judge, on this one, I sent a counter offer to Mike regarding the two new cases. He's probably, I think I already probably have to know what the answer is, but I haven't received a formal response yet. But if we could push this.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I just got the counter this afternoon, but I'll need some time to look at that. I was going to, just to spread these out, Judge, I was going to suggest 3 weeks. I think he's currently serving time on other cases anyway.
That is correct.
So 5-3?
That's fine, Judge.
That'll work.
All right, so we'll pass these over to 5-3 and see what happens. All right, see you then, Mr. Merrill. I think I only have one more person in jail, so I know some of you guys have been waiting a long time. Let me just try to call that and get it that way I can let those folks get done down there. David Smith. Do I have anybody else in jail? Man.
Stan?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, bee flying at you.
All right. Mr. Smith,
Yes, sir.
what are we thinking today?
I reckon I signed that paper. I'd really like time to see my family before I take all this time, but I mean, whatever way you would do it, if you would. I got 2 kids. I'm probably never going to see my grandma again, man. She's 70-some years old. She showed up to every last one. She's been fighting cancer. Like I said, any amount of time. I've been honest with you. I've always been honest with you. I got nowhere to go. I turned myself back in.
Well, let me tell you 2 things that are going to influence, and one of them, and I'm not saying this to take the weight off, but I can't, you're a state inmate right now, so it's not up to me whether you get out or not. Even if I said I was going to let you out, the Department of Corrections wouldn't follow that because they're the ones that, that decide whether you get out or not for any kind of furlough once you get sentenced. So be that as, so it doesn't really bear a lot of talking about just because that wouldn't be something that would be possible. That being said, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've had a lot of, I've tried that with the last 3 people that I've tried, and all 3 of them ran off. And in the last week, they've all 3 gotten arrested, and they're going to get sentenced, and they're going to probably not, they're probably going to get hurt a whole lot worse than they originally bargained for because they ran off. None of them had anywhere to go either. They all three got arrested right here in
I just
town.
want to say goodbye
in
to
a
my
neighborhood
kids.
town.
It's all good. I just want to say goodbye to my kids. It's 13 years. It's all good. Let's just roll with it.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that's not something we can do.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's roll with it.
All right. Will you raise your right hand? You swear to tell me the truth, so help you God?
Yep.
All right, Mr. Smith, what I got here is a motion to enter a plea of guilty. It's got a signature page right there. The signature's real faint, but is that your signature?
Yep.
All right. I've also got this offer from the Commonwealth. It looks kind of like this. And the signature page is here. That signature's faint too, but that's you, is it not?
Yep.
All right. Did you go over both of these things with your attorney before you signed them?
Nah, we don't really talk much. I signed them. Let's go with it, man. That was about like the first 10 years. Let's just go with it. I just ready to get it done.
Did you look over them?
Yeah, it says I'm not getting, it says they're opposed to shock probation, they're opposed to, I don't know, some other crap. They're opposed to everything, anything that'll hurt me, I reckon.
Well, the important thing, as far as sentencing is concerned, is that they are opposed to probation, and the sentence would be consecutive since it occurred while you were on probation, since the charges occurred while you were on probation. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have the right not to incriminate yourself, and if you plead guilty, you are waiving that right?
Yep.
You understand that you have the right to a trial by jury where the Commonwealth has to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You can confront and cross-examine witnesses, and you can put evidence on in your defense. But if you plead guilty, you waive those rights?
Yeah.
All right. Do you understand that you have a right to appeal and you waive that right if you plead guilty?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Smith, do you feel like your judgment is impaired today?
Oh, not at all.
All right. The case here is the Commonwealth's recommendation or offer is as follows. Count 1, fleeing or evading first degree, a Class D felony. The Commonwealth recommends 3 years. Disregarding a traffic control device, the Commonwealth agrees to dismiss. Persistent felony offender in the second degree, the Commonwealth agrees to dismiss. The total recommendation would be 3 years. As we mentioned, the Commonwealth opposes any form of probation, and because of the timing of the charges would be served consecutive with your prior case or cases. Is this, do you understand that that's what the Commonwealth is offering to recommend?
Yeah, 13 years. I got you. 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years in this case. Has anybody threatened you with anything to try to get you to plead guilty?
No, not at all.
All right.
No, sir.
Mr. Smith, are you acknowledging that on November 13th, 2020 in Barron County, you were operating a motor vehicle and had the intent to elude or flee, and in so doing, knowingly or wantonly disobeyed a direction to stop your motor vehicle given by a peace officer, by so doing creating a substantial risk of serious physical injury or death to any person or property damage?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. Mr. Smith, I will accept your guilty plea here today, and I will ask you, do you want to get a pre-sentence investigation before you get sentenced, or do you want to waive that and be sentenced today?
I'll just be sentenced today.
Okay. Well, we've talked about, you know, what you were asking. It's not something that can be done. Is there anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay, then I'm going, having accepted your plea of guilty and accepted your waiver of a pre-sentence investigation, I will go ahead and sentence you to 3 years on count 1. I'll dismiss count 2 and count 3 pursuant to the offer of the Commonwealth and the agreement between the parties. I'll waive any fines and any court costs and sentence you to serve that 3-year sentence consecutive to your prior sentence, okay? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Is that it, Bonnie?
That's all I've got, Judge.
All right. See you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Oh, I don't know what you're asking. Who? Oh, I don't know. He isn't on the jail list. All right, everybody, let's see. Who else can we do?
Can we call William Jones, Judge?
Yes, William Jones.
I'm here. William
Yes,
Jones,
sir.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yes, sir. I see you.
Your Honor, I represent Mr. Jones. I had a little bit of trouble getting a hold of him. I think maybe the last two numbers of his phone number that I had were interposed. I was wondering if it would be possible for me to set this over for another pretrial conference in order to get with Mr. Jones, be able to actually meet with him. And I believe he's residing with his niece too. And additionally, I think they have some information to get to me on his case as well for me to look over.
Mr. Jones, are you still there in Evansville?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Okay. Ms. Myers, do you need to clarify anything about his phone number?
I have his niece's phone number now, and I think she's been contacting me back and forth, so that I think I actually have a good contact with him now.
Okay. All right,
And
so what day? Yeah, go
I
ahead.
believe that was the number that I'd had previously. I just had the last two digits swapped. Your Honor, if it's possible, I'd like to go out a month. She has additional information she's going to be providing for me that may make a difference to the prosecutor.
All right.
I don't have an objection.
Yeah, that would get us maybe May the 17th.
Could we, Judge, I have a trial, I think, starting the next day. So if we could either do the Monday before or the Monday after.
The Monday before, I know I'm in trial, but the Monday after would probably be better.
I knew the Monday before wouldn't work because if you aren't in trial, you're probably going to be in training, right?
Probably, although I suspect I'm probably going to be in trial. So regardless of the training.
Yeah. So we'll do May 24th at 1.
That works, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
All right. Mr. Jones, just hang in there and your attorney will be getting in touch with you, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well.
Tyler Ament.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
All right, hold on. I'm coming. All right.
Your Honor, this is my case. I believe there's an offer out there and discovery's been sent as well.
Okay. Was Mr. Hendricks representing him?
That's what I've got is his attorney, yes.
Yeah.
He's busy with another court case that's been going on all morning, so.
So have you been in touch with him?
I have texted him a couple times this morning. He told me to just stay on the phone and wait till y'all called my case. But other than that, no, he hasn't told me anything.
All right.
I know about the offer and everything.
Yeah, I haven't gotten
that today, no.
I have not gotten a text from Tim about being delayed.
What I was going to suggest is to see if maybe we just put this over to next Monday and see if he's, yeah. Oh, KP said that Tim just called and asked for the link because he was going to try to get on. I guess he got done with whatever he was doing. So just everybody hold tight and we'll see if he joins in here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Let's see. We got Tommy Miller all excited a little while ago when they called his case accidentally. So maybe
Sure did.
he's been, I think he was the first person to get in the waiting room this afternoon. So he's been in it for a right smart while. I ought to go ahead and let him see what we can do, if anything.
All righty.
Miss Myers, is this your case?
Sorry, Your Honor. Which one did you call, Did you call Tommy's case?
Tommy Miller.
Yes, I represent Tommy.
Okay.
I have the offer and I also have discovery from the Commonwealth. I've not actually had a chance to meet Tommy in person. I will tell the court that, although we've had a lot of correspondence back and forth. We don't have an agreement as to the offer. I don't necessarily have objections to scheduling a trial date, but it needs to be far enough out in the year to give me an opportunity to actually meet with him. I don't need a May trial date is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that I can meet with him further, but I feel fairly comfortable based off conversations with him with going ahead and scheduling a trial date if the court wants to do that.
Yeah,
I was fine with that, Judge. We had a trial date scheduled before, and Mr. Miller's, I don't think we've ever been able to come to an agreement even when Greg was the attorney, so.
I didn't bring I didn't update my calendar. I forgot all about it. So I'm not real sure what I'm going to be able to do trial date wise, but I think how many days do you all think we would need?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on
3.
what we'll need for jury selection at that point. I would figure that the restrictions might be less. I think for my testimony on my part, it's been a while since I looked at the file, but I'm going to say 1 to 2 days, Judge.
Why don't I do this? I have it on good authority. I had a civil trial scheduled the week of starting on Tuesday, November 16th and lasting that whole week. And I have it on good authority that they're going to settle that. The attorneys have tendered an agreed order that resolves some of it, and they tell me the rest of it's coming. So if you all could live with November 16, 17, 18, and 19, I'll do that.
Your Honor, I apologize, but I have a murder trial set for November 15th, and I know that'll be probably a week long at least.
Yeah, I would expect so. What about December or November 30th and December 1st and 2nd?
I'd rather not, Judge, because that lands on my anniversary. So, I really would not like that to be on those dates. There's sometime in December, early December.
What am I hearing? I'd like to quit hearing it, whatever it is.
Person that's U3188AA is making the noise.
All right. Well, here's my problem with Mr. Miller. We have a variety of issues to think about here. Number one, this is I don't know the age of the alleged victim, but I think, the the statute says that we are supposed to advance these on the docket and put them ahead of other things. Of course, we also have to advance in custody people on the docket and put them ahead of other things. And, you know, we've got, I mean, we're in a real bind trial wise with, you know, I've had 2 weeks free up at the end of the year because of civil trials that have settled. And, you know, I mean, I've got trials set all spring. So, I mean, you know, if I don't get this done in one of those 2 weeks that I just said, then all of a sudden we're talking about May and June of next year, which I think is probably too long. You know, I don't have any extra, let's see. I could maybe do, you know, this is another civil trial, but I think if I had to, I could do this instead. I could do I know this is, I could do the November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
That would be better for me, Judge.
Second won't be, there's no election. Yeah.
I think I can make that work, Your Honor.
Okay. November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. And then what we'll do is we can do a pretrial and, you know, in a couple months, something like that, just to get you guys, you know, give you Xander or Miss Myers some time to meet with Mr. Miller and so forth. And, you know, kind of have an in-person meeting with him before anything else happens. So we can, you want to do like June 28th?
That's fine.
For a pretrial. You know, what I want to do is give everybody a chance to digest what's going on here and then see if we've got any kind of motions and things that we're going to need to deal with. And that'll give us plenty of time to do it. That'll give us, you know, 4 or 5 months to schedule anything that we need to.
I can do June 28th as a I guess midway pretrial conference on it.
Yeah, June 28th at 1 o'clock. Mr. Miller, just be sure you stay in contact with your attorney. All right.
I sure will.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Hendricks, are you ready to go?
I was muting it.
Maybe not. Mr. Bell, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who do you have, I think you have 2 left.
Yeah, Judge, I've got Terry Hagan. He's sitting right here with me. We had, we're going to be filing some motions, Judge. The last time we were here, we talked about some issues of discovery. The Commonwealth did send us.
It's usually on
some on the first. It's supposed to be 8 videos, Judge. We've got 2 of them to play. So, I mean, that's something I got to work out, but it may postpone my motion a little bit. And there was also, they sent me a thing where I have to come down to their case and review some of it due to the legality of it leaving their office, and I understand that, so I'll get that done too, Judge. But, you know, I don't know if you can give it, I really need about a month to make sure I've got all this together, make sure all the videos are playing and everything. There's quite a bit of discovery involved in the case. We're still thinking there's some things that's not out there or that we haven't got, but they may not have it either.
All right. Well, let's put it on May 10th. And that's the same deal. I mean, if you have your trial, then we're already going to have to move some stuff. We'll move this too.
Yes, sir. And then, Judge, I had asked, I don't know, I think I'd filed them. I'm not sure if I filed a motion or not, but I know I brought it up last time about And I think I filed a motion also concerning Mr. Hagan visiting with his children and leaving that with grandchildren, I'm sorry. As long as that was supervised by his daughter, I think we sent some information over to Mr. Richardson concerning that.
I do have the statements and affidavits, Judge, and I've looked those over. As long as I had to go back and look at the case, at the alleged victims there. As long as he's supervised, I don't have a problem with him having contact with his grandchildren.
And when we say supervised, I think what Mr. Bell is contemplating is the mother of the children, right?
Yes.
Grandmother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm just making sure that we're not using the same word to mean two different things.
No, it's the mother's always with the grandchild. If you want, we can make it solely with, excuse me, the mother's supervision, Judge.
All right. Happy springtime.
Greg, thought that was funny. Best argument I made in a year, ain't it, Greg?
You're trying to distract people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll make a note on the calendar, I guess is the best way to do it, because I don't have any, that way I'm not putting any names. Or you want tender an order?
I could send an agreed order to Mr. Richardson. They can send it to your office if that would work, Judge.
Well, that would help because it would have the, names and stuff in it.
I will do that. We'll get that over to Mike or Mr. Richardson by tomorrow.
As soon as if Mr. Richardson likes it and agrees to it and wants to upload it, where I get it, or it'll come right to me and I'll get it real quick.
Right. If there's something you don't know about it, Mike, just let me know. We'll move on.
Okay.
All right. So we'll see you on May 10th.
All right. Last case, I've got Judge John Simmons. Just tell me, I have to talk to her about that. And Judge, in Mr. Simmons' case, I've got to apologize. I sent a counter offer, I thought, to everyone. We got to looking earlier today, and I believe I only sent that to Bowling Green. Why? I don't know. We was probably trying to get out here for vacation or whatever. We hadn't been on one in a year, and we was anxious, but anyway, it's my mistake. I dropped the ball on that. I'd like to have a little time to get the counter offer to Commonwealth so that, I was upset that I hadn't responded, and we got to looking, and the reason I hadn't responded is because I hadn't sent it.
Is Mr. Simmons present?
He has been here since 9 o'clock this morning. He works at Corvette, and I finally told him he could go home. I hope that's not a problem, but he's been sitting in this office since 9 o'clock this morning. He was tired of sitting here, and I was tired of looking at him.
Well, I don't think we know what his address is because all of our letters came back.
Oh, I'm telling you, it is 123.
Say it again.
123 Quail Ridge Circle.
Okay.
Apartment C, Glasgow, Kentucky 42141.
Apartment what now?
Apartment C is in cat, clown, cool.
All right. Did we say a date? Did I say a date yet?
No, sir.
I mean, what do you want to,
I'll leave it up to Mr. Gardner.
In for a penny, in for a pound. You want me to just do that May 10th? Like I said, if we're going to move it, we're going to move a bunch of them. So.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
All right. So you're going to send something to the Commonwealth, or you're saying that you have already fixed that and already sent it?
On Mr. Simmons I'll get that out to him tomorrow. I've already sent one to Bowling Green. I just, for some reason, I didn't send it to here locally.
Yeah. All right. So you'll get that done and we'll see you on May 10th. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
All right.
Judge. Have a good
Thank
day.
you. See you.
See y'all.
Charles Busey.
Judge, he has two cases. The older one, I represent I don't represent him. I'm the prosecutor in that case, and John has the other. I just filed a motion to revoke bond this morning. He has a new arrest, so I'd ask for a hearing date.
Yeah. Yeah, Your Honor, that's fine. I'd like to get that resolved before we've kind of hit a standstill on this case right now. I've had some communication issues with Mr. Busey that I'm hoping to get resolved. I'm hopeful that we should be hopefully gotten resolved after today. But if we could set it, it doesn't matter to me when you set that hearing for. If you want to set it for the 27th or in May.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to do it on the 27th, I think, with not being in person.
Right.
And you all are going to you'll be out on May the 11th, right?
I guess. Is that right, Greg?
I mean, if there's a way to get this case resolved before we have a hearing.
I mean, if we
that.
could go,
It's been
if we
going
could go
on
to
for a
May,
long time.
if we could go to May 3rd, I'm hoping that we could have a resolution. I'm hoping.
May 3rd it is.
Let's do that.
That works.
$1 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good.
You with me, Mr. Busey? Mr. Busey. What is happening?
I have no idea. So I was trying to figure out.
He appears to be watching something. Are you watching something
Hello?
really funny on TV?
No, it was something popped up on the screen, so I'm mute or something.
Yeah, that was me asking you.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know how to work it. My son,
No,
my
we're-
son said, my
we're
son's sitting
talking-
right here.
We're
Huh?
talking to you. Can you not hear us?
I can hardly hear you. Hold on, let me turn this phone up. Maybe that's it. Now say something. Hello?
Yeah, you're coming back on May 3rd at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
You need to talk to your lawyer before then.
All right, what about
Call me
this,
this week.
All right, I'll call you. Thank you.
You'll be coming in live and in person, not on the phone, okay?
Okay, I will. I'll be there.
All right. See you.
Thank you. Later, but you're trying to revoke.
All right. Working on down Wesley Hubbard.
Judge,
Yes, I'm here.
Ms. Myers sent me a counter on this, and I need to talk to the arresting officer in the case before I say anything. Again, just to spread it out, he's out of custody. I'd prefer to just put this on sometime in May.
Okay. So, Mr. Hubbard, how about we do what, May the 24th?
Okay, that's fine.
And we'll be doing in person at that by the time we get there. So, we'll have to see you. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
That's at 1 o'clock, correct?
That is at 1 o'clock.
May 24th. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brock Kearney.
That's mine, Judge. He's on here somewhere. He's been on.
Yeah, I know he was on earlier because he was
Right.
sending messages. I don't know if he's still on or not.
Going. I had to head home and get a charger. Hang on just a second now. My video is stopped, but
Judge, on Brock, he and I haven't talked about his case. If we could put him off, if Brock could give me his phone number before we get off here.
yeah. Greg, it's 270-590-1665.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Judge, if we could have 3 weeks.
Yeah, May 3rd.
Okay, that should work just fine, Judge.
Brock, we're going to be meeting in person on May 3rd, okay?
Okay, great.
So we won't be doing all this Zooming. We won't be doing all this Zooming stuff. We'll just see you up here
Yeah.
live, all right?
Right. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank you, Judge.
Travis Cox.
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Cox, how are you?
Doing all right.
Your Honor, Mr. Cox's case has been reassigned to me. I was going to, I hate to keep asking for a continuance on cases, but Mr. Cox's phone number had changed, so I've just been able to speak with him actually today. I was going to ask that we set his case over a couple of weeks to give me a little bit more opportunity to try to make a counter proposal to the Commonwealth.
Judge, I don't have any objection to that. My notes have that he was arraigned back in October and he was at Journey Pure. Wanted to see if he had an update, if he's completed that program, if he's in aftercare, what the status of that is.
Yeah, Mr. Cox, I know that you were in, I know that you were at Journey Pure. Did you finish that?
Yes, sir. And then I did the 19 classes of IOP and completed that. I've got 9 months cleaned 2 days ago, and I've been in 2 jobs. I'm about to go full time at Kentucky Chrome, and I just got a raise at Dairy Queen for 50 cents. So I'm doing everything I can, try to get caught back up where I messed up.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, I know that I was pretty sure I got something somewhere along the way that you completed the inpatient part of that.
Yes.
But I didn't know if you had done aftercare or were still doing it or what the situation was. But listen, I mean, you can take care of your business a whole lot better if you're not mixed up in all that. All right.
Sir.
All right. You've come a long way, it sounds like, so don't backslide on me.
I don't want to lose my family, man.
All right. All right. Ms. Myers, you may have given me a specific day, and I do not recall if you did, because I sure didn't write it down.
I think by April 26th, I'll be able to know whether or not I can work it out with the Commonwealth. So if we want to set it over for April 26th, I'll know whether or not we need to, whether we can settle it or we need to ask for a trial date at that time.
Mr. Cox, do you have anything, any kind of like certificate or anything like that?
I do in an email that was sent from Jennifer Green from Journey Pure.
The only reason I'm asking is that you want to make sure you get all that to your lawyer, okay?
Okay.
All right, because she's going to be talking to the Commonwealth about how to, see if they can come to an agreement on how this case ought to work out. And you know, the more ammo she's got, the better off she's gonna be if you've got something like that, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, thank you.
April 26th at 1.
You bet.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, be good.
Bye.
Brent Dobbs?
Yes, sir.
All right, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Judge, we had a deep,
Yours too, Miss Myers. I didn't mean to just call all yours right in a row.
That's okay, Your Honor. I do represent Mr. Dobbs. I have went back and forth with Mr. Richardson. I think we have an agreement. I got some new information today, kind of amending that agreement, but I've not had a chance to, well, I've emailed Brent the paperwork, but I don't have it back in hand. And I don't know 100% whether or not he's willing to accept that offer as I've sent over to him, or if he needed more time to actually think about it. I've had a little bit of a tough time trying to connect with him in person.
Oh, go ahead.
That's okay. Go ahead, Your Honor.
I was just gonna say, you want me to put it over to next Monday and give y'all a chance to, him a chance to, you know, to chew it over?
I think that's fine. I have an email address for him and I've sent him the forms that he'd need to sign. He could technically just sign those forms and drop them off at our Dropbox at our office if that makes it easier for him. So.
Yes, that'd be fine. Yes, Your Honor. I have difficulties receiving messages and telephone calls at my house. I just have no service there, and I don't have a landline, and I work out of my home. So,
all right. Well, let's go over to next Monday, and
yes, sir.
if you get these things and you want to, like she said, if you want to sign them hard copy and drop them off, that'd be great.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, we'll just jump back on here next Monday. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Myers.
Crystal Crockett.
That's my case, Judge. I've sent an offer in it.
Ms. Crockett. Ms. Crockett. Huh. I think she's been having some connectivity problems because I've let her in from the waiting room about 8 times. Over the course of the morning, afternoon.
Her case had been conflicted to Mr. Brown.
To who now?
Bruce Brown.
Brown.
Oh, well, we couldn't accomplish anything anyway then, could we? Is he not here? Oh, man. Hey, did she give you a number to call her back on or anything? All right. Well, hey, listen. This is what I'm gonna need from you. I'm gonna need, if she does call back, tell her that we're putting her on for next Monday. Or, yeah, I mean, might as well.
Your Honor.
Yeah.
She's on my caseload if you want me to call her and tell her.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
You're putting her on when?
Next Monday at 1 o'clock.
I'll let her know.
Thank you.
Judge, Mr. Hendricks sent me a text and said that he's ready on Mr. Ahmet, and all he's going to be asking for is a new date on it.
All right. All right, Mr. Hendricks, there you are.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
tell me what do we need here?
Judge, we just need a date. Frankly, with the expectation of courts opening up in May, I've had a number of my other cases kind of just get frontline for trial, and I have not had the time to deal with this case as I otherwise would have.
All right. Do I still have it? Oh, here it is. Tell me what you have in, what kind of day do you have in mind?
The end of May, if maybe the 24th would be good. And then that time I can see exactly where we're at and if we're ready for trial or filed accordingly.
All right. I can do May 24th at 1 o'clock. We'll be, unless something drastic occurs, we'll be back in person.
Yes, sir.
in
Thank
May.
you.
All right. Did you catch that, Mr. Ahmet?
Yes.
All right. So do you all need to exchange any numbers or anything while you're both on here, or are we good with communication?
We're good.
Yeah, Mr. Ahmed's had no issues communicating with me, Judge, or
All right.
rather me reaching out to him.
Super. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Cotton Compton.
Judge, this is my case. Zanda sent me a counter offer today. It's an offer that I'm going to need to speak with the victim about before saying yes or no on. So if we could have another pretrial conference on it in this case.
That's fine. When do you want to do that?
Three weeks from now.
That's the 5th. I mean, the 3rd. I'm sorry. The
Oh, well.
the 5th month, Crystal.
You want to go that seems like we put a lot on that 3rd. I don't know if we want to do the 10th instead or.
She can't do the 10th.
You can't do the 10th. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've put a lot on the 3rd. But we've just kind of got a lot on everything. That's why I was trying all the non-DPA stuff. I've been trying to squeeze into the 10th if people will do it. But yeah, I mean, she's got the 17th, but sounds like she's going to be in a trial the week before that. So that, she might be incommunicado. So, then we're looking at the 24th, which is fine. I mean, we're going to have plenty to do.
I'm fine either way, the 3rd or the 24th, either one.
Do you care, Ms. Myers?
I don't mind. Either one of those should work okay. The trial I got starting on the 10th has 4 co-defendants, but I expect we'll be finished by that Friday.
Yikes. Is that in Hardin County?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's, I don't care to put this on the 20 or mine to put this on the 24th. That's fine. May 24th. It just seems like a long way away, but it really isn't. So May 24th at 1 o'clock.
Thank you, Judge.
You bet.
And that will be in person.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
We'll be meeting right up here in this building. All right.
That'll work, buddy.
All right. See you.
See you, man.
And who else is on here? Client wise, defendant wise. I've, for some reason, I only have one page of the docket, so I've run out of names to call. Oh yeah, Julio Alonso was, we couldn't get it worked out with the rotor to get him on.
Judge, that works because I've spent the last 2 weeks trying to talk to him and I can't even get anybody to answer the phone down there, return my phone calls.
They wouldn't answer the phone for Crystal either, so I guess fine. Now I finally believe you.
Well, the weird part is, like, about a month ago, his caseworker would call me back, but now she's not calling me. Wouldn't even call me back this time.
I mean, what'd you do?
I don't know. I just said, I just need to, please can I speak to Julio? Can I set up a time to speak to Julio Alonso? And the voicemail, that's all I told him.
All right, so let me ask you this. KP's the one that told us kind of what.
But she has like the people you contact to get them on a court. They have a whole system. You got to send them an OTA at least a week in advance. People, you got to email it to.
So when are we going to do it, Crystal? That's what I'm trying to figure out. When are we going to do it, KP?
Alonzo. I just have a specific person I have to contact. Is that?
I mean, how much time, how far out in advance do I need to? Is next week too fast? I mean, when you email her, can you ask her if they'll please call his lawyer back? Because it ain't gonna do us any good to put it on if they won't call his lawyer back. 2 weeks. Two weeks.
All right, and I'll try to call him again on Wednesday. And probably have to leave another voicemail, but I'll give him another shot.
Well, she'll do what she can for you,
All right, sounds good.
which ain't
Judge,
much.
Judge, there's a Richard Small on the docket. He is currently in Lexington jail. I just found out today. Greg and I were talking about him last week, but so I don't know how you want to do that. I don't know how long he's going to be there. I think it was a misdemeanor FTA warrant that he was on, so I don't expect him to be there that long, but I don't know.
Richard Small. I memean, I guess we can, who represents him from the DPA?
I do, Judge.
Has there been any communication with him over the, pandemic period here?
No, I don't think there has, Judge. I've still got his discovery in here, in fact. So he's in the Fayette County Jail, though.
That's my understanding, yeah. I just don't know how long he's going to be there. He may be out now, but for all I know. I think it was a misdemeanor FTA, that warrant.
Okay.
Judge, I think I've handled all the cases that I can on, anybody that's there. Emery's got a softball game. I need to get her to the park, so I'm going to log off. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just wanting to tell you all, when we start, like next Monday and the next Monday, we'll try to start back to where we start at 1 o'clock, because that's what we'll have to do when we're meeting in person, is start at 1 and then do the jail at the end. So I was just going to tell all the lawyers that we'll try to get started right at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I meant to do that today, and then I didn't tell anybody, so I didn't do it because I hadn't warned everybody.
Greg, with all due respect, I showed that Mr. Small had a phone conference with you last Wednesday. So was his arrest after?
Yes, I believe so. Because his girlfriend, whatever she is to him, had called here at the office, I think Friday or Thursday. And from what I could tell, he was not yet arrested, so.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah. On CourtNet, it says his warrant was served today. That it may have just got put in today. He might have gotten arrested like over the, Friday or Saturday or Sunday, and then it just got put in today. But it was from
Your
a
Honor.
2019, a case from 2019 that he FTA'd on. So, I mean, we just need to set this out, which Greg, why don't we do, I'm fine with doing May the 17th, and then if there's just any way to communicate that to him.
And Judge, just to let you know, this isn't going to change like his bond conditions or anything, but I found out and I told Greg that we knew he had a probation officer out of Louisville, and we didn't know what it was for because there was no convicted felonies here in Kentucky. And then I found out he actually had a felony conviction out of Illinois. But I wanted to make sure that you were aware of that because that will probably come up. He may bring that up in the proceedings, and so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a mental note. But let's go May 17th at 1 o'clock for his pretrial conference.
All right.
All right. Headley Johnson.
Judge, he's my case. I don't know. I haven't seen Hadley on the call here. At least he's going on somebody else's phone and it doesn't have his name on it.
I think that's him on
That's
Jay-Z
him right
and
there.
iPhone.
Yeah.
I just pinned him, so where it's big.
Judge,
He had a hat on.
yeah. This case was set for trial back in December. Of course, it got postponed. I guess we just need to set a new trial date, Judge. We've gone back and forth on this a few times, Mike and I, and
It's John.
Mike or John, rather. I don't think we're going to get too far on plea bargaining on this matter, so we may just need another trial date.
Well, I understand what you're saying. I let John go because I didn't realize that he was on here either.
He gave me a list of his cases to handle. I mean, if you want to set a trial date.
Well, we can. I don't have my calendar here, so I guess I can just. I mean, I know that I've got those days at the end of the year that I wrangled around with those other folks on.
Why don't we reset this for May 3rd, and then I'll talk with John again and Hadley and see if there's any movement. I don't think there is, but it doesn't hurt to try.
We can put it on May 3rd and see.
Okay.
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 All right. Thank you.
Hey, Hadley, do you have a phone number that you could give me that I could get you now? He may not understand me. I'm not sure.
He's on mute. Can you unmute?
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Do you have a phone number for me?
Yeah. 270-646-8680.
Okay. All right. Okay. You'll be in court on May 3rd, Hadley, 1 o'clock. It'll be in court in person. Okay.
On what?
Okay.
May 3rd, 1 o'clock.
All right.
And we'll be in person. We won't be on Zoom. We'll be live. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to chat it.
All right, let's see. Let's see, Guyla Deathridge.
That's John's case. He has a note that he has sent an offer.
And, Your Honor, that case has been reassigned to me, but I have not been able to reach Gala.
Well, I'm not sure the clerk. You know, I don't know. It's inexplicable to me that they can send a notice in December that doesn't come back. And then they can send a notice in January that does come back and it says moved and forwarding order expired. So I guess the forwarding order expired between when in December and January, which I mean, I guess 6 months has to end at some point. That could have been when it. Anyway, I don't have any idea where she is either. That's my point.
Judge, was that last address on Dripping Springs Road?
Yes.
We have her boyfriend on the caseload. We can try to reach, or they used to be boyfriend and girlfriend, have been for years. We can try to reach out to Stoney.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Stoney Winchester. When I used to need to get a hold of her, that's who I would always call.
Yeah, he's dependable.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
If you want to set it for a date, we'll try, and I'll let you know by email or something if we reach her.
Yeah, it's 5307 Dripping Springs Road, Smiths Grove.
Mm-hmm. That's where I used to go see her at. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So I don't know when you want to put it. I guess let's put it on May 24th because that's what we did with the last one for Miss Myers.
And if I can make contact with her, I'll tell her to get in touch with Miss Myers too and give her the number.
Well, that'd be almost too much to ask, but I mean, a man's reach should exceed his grasp. So let's try it. Gary Miller.
That's my case, Judge. I believe that would be on maybe to see about restitution.
Your guess is as good as mine. On the docket, it says motion to revoke bond, which is interesting because he entered a guilty plea in December.
Right.
So I'm not real sure, unless they just kicked his motion to revoke bond, kept kicking it down, and then we ended up pleading and nobody ever took it off the docket. That might have been what happened.
I don't recall setting, review in his co-defendant's case for payment. And I don't have any pending motions. So.
Officer Coates, can you tell me who's got Mr. Miller in supervision?
Yes, sir. Let me look that up. Gary Wayne Miller, Officer Brandon Bragg.
Well, the reason I ask is because he was ordered to pay restitution beginning January 25th, and there are no receipts in here. B, he was ordered not to spend any federal money without permission, and there's no proof in here that he's ever either gotten any or asked for permission. But if he worked at all, he should have gotten a stimulus, and he should have gotten possibly a tax refund if he's filed. So, I mean, I want to ask for a little bit of inquiry on what the heck's going on, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he owes $30,000 in restitution, and I mean, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. We might as well take it.
Judge, that was joint and several, and I cannot, with Adwell, is it John Adwell?
Yeah.
So if we're going to make that inquiry too, I think that same condition was put on his probation, that he not spend any tax refund, etc.
Your Honor, I have Brandon in here.
Yeah.
So I don't think Gary has not provided me any receipts, and I asked him about tax money, and he says he hasn't got any back, but he was in a really bad car accident and been in Louisville for like 2 months. He broke both his legs or something and his arm. And so he was pretty bad off, and he's got to go to Sky Rehab after he has surgery. But I know he has been kind of indisposed. He hasn't been able to do anything.
When did that happen?
2 months ago.
Well, lordy. Who knew?
I was not aware of that.
It actually happened in January.
Well, it's unfortunate. So let's figure out where he is and just kind of see. I don't know if there's ever going to be any, if he's going to get any money, from anything else or not. But like I said, he's got a long way to go. So we might as well, start looking at it and seeing what we can do, if anything, to get some money coming in. Maybe not if he's not able to work.
Call his mom because she's taking care of his money and everything while he's in the hospital. So she'll be able to tell me if he got a stimulus check or anything. So
okay. Well, just let the Commonwealth know this is not, it wasn't supposed to be on the docket. So it's not like anybody's filed anything. But if you'll let them know so they can decide if they want to file something.
I will.
All right. Thanks. So the upshot is that was a motion to revoke bond that is not needed because he pleaded guilty 5 months ago. Somebody just forgot to take that out. Rachel Myers Jackson.
Having some problems trying to get here, Judge.
Yeah. Well, I committed the last time to issuing a bench warrant if she did not appear today, because we had sent notices to her and she had called. There was an acknowledgement that she had these court dates on her part. So I'm going to issue a bench warrant for her. Larry Rutledge.
There's another person on the docket, Judge Lori Wiley, who's also a co-defendant with Mr. Rutledge. And I don't think either one of them are on here.
Yeah, Larry's got a warrant.
What I was thinking.
Because
did I file something in that case?
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't remember.
You did. I think they tried to get him to come in for a drug screen on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 occasions over about a 4-week period of time, and he didn't come for any of them. And he kept telling them he was sick, but he wouldn't produce any. He kept telling them he was going to the doctor allegedly, and he wouldn't produce any proof that he went or that he'd been quarantined or tested or anything else. So no action required on account of this warrant being pending.
Okay.
James Scott.
Judge, that's my client. I talked to him and his mother by phone. They don't have a computer or any way to get on a call. They gave me his father's phone number that supposedly has a computer. I've got the agreement sent to me by the Commonwealth. It's for deferred prosecution, so I'm pretty certain he's not going to turn this down. I just got to get it to him over a computer so he can get it and go over it and ask me any questions and sign it and get it back.
Yeah, is there any way I can put this over into May, and then if he has to come in, he can come in person?
Oh, sure, that's fine.
Is he the one that has a hearing problem, or am I thinking of somebody else?
His dad's always with him in court and kind of interprets for him, or
Yeah. He really came here. So it would make it really tough to do this on remote some remote format.
That's true.
So let's try May 17th, okay?
Okay.
And then Laura Wiley, that's the one Mike was referring to that hadn't appeared. Laura now Rutledge. I guess it's possible that she's not getting drug tested because I don't have anything in here from her.
Last date I have of anything, Judge, is like back in October in my notes of her being here.
Yeah. Well, I am going to, I'm not really, I don't feel comfortable doing a warrant on her, unlike some of those other cases where they've called and said that and we've given them the information. I'm gonna put her on for May I'll put her on for May the 10th. I think it might be Greg's and he might not be here, but I'll put it on and we won't do anything unless she doesn't show up.
Okay, it is mine, Judge. So she just needs to show up on that day in court?
Yeah, I just want her to get back in the fold if we can get her.
Okay.
And then I'll reschedule her if she does show up. And I'll be able to give her a court date in person.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor, can I
leave.
Can I update you on Gyla?
Caught me by surprise there.
I made contact with Stoney Winchester.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he's had to go his separate ways from Gyla. And he said that